God loves to feel this. All right. Thank you all for tuning in. Today's lesson is about the mothership, the function of the Divine Mother. All right. So we will first begin with 1 minute of breath work, followed by 1 minute of meditation. All right. The reason why this is done is because you want to be receptive. All right. So we all are connecting our frequencies so that we can align and we can all feel and experience God together. Okay? So we come together and we connect. All right? This is a very real connection and we have been out of practice. All right? So the more you practice, the better you become at a thing, especially if you understand what you're doing. Okay? Very simple steps. Excuse me, I had to smoke a little bit. I ran earlier and all of that. So, all right. So today's um, lesson got started late because of the business of today. All right. So first thing is the breath work, and we're gonna go over command again for those who may not be aware. Command places you in harmony with your environment. It's called command because each of one of us, excuse me, each one of us has the ability to influence our living environment. Let me say that again. Each one of us have the ability to influence our living environment. Okay. So, because the environment is alive, all right, we must understand this. All right. Um, like because awareness changes things. Once you become aware of a thing, then you change, and you can become empowered by what you are aware of, by with what you are aware of. All right. Um, just like you are not empowered or at a disadvantage when you're not aware of things. That's obvious, right? Okay. So every animal, every being has the ability to influence its environment. Presence precedes power. All right. Presence is the first step of manifestation. All right. Being. All right. Then doing. All right. Or function. Or doing. Doing. Yeah. Because presence is a function too. Um, let's go with command. Okay. So command is places you in harmony with your environment, and it is very easy, very natural state. All right. Nothing in this on this path is going to be super complex. Everything's going to be simple, and the more we practice, the more proficient we become, and everything else. Far as the more we learn, and the more we learn, then the more powerful we become. Okay. The more we learn, the more powerful we become. So this is why being receptive is the seat of power. This is what the mother taught me. That being receptive is the seat of power. All right. Because it's natural to be empowered. Life is power. All right. So if we're connected or balanced in a certain way or configured within a certain way, then we become connected to this all pervading power source. Okay. But we become disconnected from it because of the frequency that we're on. All right. So this is how we attune. This is what meditation does and breathwork does. It teaches you, it attunes you to that connection. Helps you heal, helps you attune. All right. Redirect the self or recalibrate the self. All right. So all right, there's two steps to establishing command. Command is active core, relax shoulders. Simple. And so you see, my back isn't supported. All right. And I'm like this all the time. And so my now that I've been practicing on this path, my bearing is better than it was when I was a Marine. Um, because I'm aware of what I'm doing and why I'm doing it. I'm not being programmed to something. I'm being cleansed and everything being wiped away, and you get to the bottom and get clarity. And that's a lot better because you actually feel that. That's furniture. That's the ground you walk on. All right. So active core, relax shoulders. This places you in awareness of the body. All right. So that you can become aware of what's going on around you because you're connected to the body. You're not too distracted by the environment or the engagement. Okay. You're connected to yourself so you can use your full command of your faculties and make the best decision in the moment. All right. So this is what command allows you to do. Have command over your experience. All right. Okay. So active core, relax shoulders is command. And you practice command whether you're sitting, standing, and like I said, if you're laying down and you want to fall asleep faster, activate the core, relax the shoulders, focus on your heartbeats. And the more you connect to what you feel, hearing this feeling too. You just have to learn not to be disturbed by what you hear. Just hear it. Just listen. Don't form an opinion about it. Don't do anything. Just receive and let it go through. Because it's a vibration. Sound travels at 1,120 feet per second. So we actually feel sound. All right. So you want to make sure that you're in the right state so that you won't be distracted or be pulled off. All right. This is one of the things that the enemy uses against us. Different sounds, vibrations to distract us, pull you off your square, and leave you open to whatever he got planned for you. But it's not what you had planned for yourself. All right. So you lose command. All right. So, all right. So we got the active core, relaxed shoulders, and we're going to start with the breath work. All right. So the breath work is very simple. So you inhale, exhale. I'm sorry. Keep the command, active core, relaxed shoulders. Inhale, vibrate. You make sure you hum, but make sure you put the vibration here in the core. So, all right. So remember, this area, the core, the diaphragm area, is the house of the spirit. All right. That's why this institution is called the solar house of spirit. It's to connect you right back to the light, because everything is mirrored throughout creation. And I'm going to show you what I mean by mirror, mirror. When you hear me say mirror, mirror, it's just another word of saying confirmation. And then you begin to better oversee, begin to better understand, right? I want you to understand. Begin to better understand the reality around you through divine sight. Okay? You cannot look at the world or yourself or each other like they taught you. All right? Everything they gave you was broken in this, and it was for a reason. It changed the name of the planet. And he told you this in his book, Genesis. He said, as soon as he was given to me, he named everything. Why? To leave you disconnected. Yeah. So your frequency will always miss. You'll be disempowered. You'll be vulnerable. So alignment is about coming into that connection and reordering, the repositioning of things. Okay? But that repositioning of things comes from at the same time a perspective change, because it's like, okay, it's like you was trying to solve a problem and you're in a competition, and then they gave you the tools to solve a problem. You found out, you realized that you was building it the wrong way, but you still got time, and you had an epiphany and you found a simpler way and a solution. But that came from a perspective change. But if you still want to use that same perspective, you won't come up with the answer. So you still be lost and losing in this engagement that we're under costs lives. Lots of them. All right. So we're working on being receptive. So active core, relax shoulders, inhale, exhale. At the end of the exhale, once the lungs are empty, pause for 6 heartbeats. All right. One more time. Awesome. All right. And remember, the heartbeat is your receiver, and the microphone is how you receive messages from the universe, because it places you in the right frequency so you can be receptive. All right. But it also, what's in your heart, you put out. You know what I'm saying? So it's like a receiver and a microphone. All right. So the heartbeat is extremely important. It's not an arbitrary muscle. All right. It's where creative darkness becomes light. This is the light. All right. This realm is the light, the surface. All right. Okay. So, all right. So we're going to do this I'm going to do 30 seconds for the sake of the video. All right. So 30 seconds. Let's go. Mm. Mm. Awesome. All right. Now we're going to do it again. All right. So then we got the meditation. All right. The reason why you do breath work and meditation is because of this reason. Breath work is starting ignition. You cannot go anywhere in a car until, or any vehicle, until you start the ignition. All right. So you use that vibration here to press on spirit, which is your guide. Your consciousness lives here in your heart. Your guide lives in your stomach. This is why it's extremely important what you eat. All right, because what you eat affects how receptive you are. Okay. All right. So when it comes to the meditation, you know vibration. All right. So you just inhale, exhale. See, 6 heartbeats. All right. And that's simple. For both, you keep the eyes open. There's no escape from the reality. So don't expect it. This is about connecting and creating. No escape. It's about connection and creation. All right. So remember that. All right. So we're going to do 30 seconds of meditation. Awesome. So that was 30 seconds. The computer did what he wanted to do. Technical resistance. But anyway, that was 30 seconds approximately. Probably a little bit over, but you get the point. um, that's what's that's why you have to be aware. All right. All these things act on me because of my frequency, technology. All right. So they're always stopping, always doing this other stuff. That's fine. So but when you are engaged in the world, whether at work or different things, you don't want to be looking for an escape. Closing your eyes. No, focus. Because that connection helps you pay attention, help you be more receptive, so you can really see what is said, hear what's not being said, everything. You know what I'm saying? You'll be able to recognize opportunities, prevent danger, all of these things by connection. All right? And it's not any hocus pocus, it's the natural state. All right. So this Tree of Life series is about the three fundamental parts of the Tree of Life, which is the mother, daughter, and son. All right. So today's topic is about the mothership. Mothership. This topic been on my mind. Just whispers from my guide. All right. So I looked it up just to see what did this world define the mothership. Webster. And Webster, of course, the first definition talked about the aircraft and all of that. Excuse me. But the second definition says a place regarded as a base, source, or headquarters. All right? Mothership, a place regarded as a base, source, or headquarters. All right. All right, so this right here is always here. Um, Change the culture, save our future. Very simple directive they gave me a few years ago when after I got my commission as the Messiah. I, this was the directive they gave me. Change the culture, save our future. It was the directive. All right, not my commission, but my directive, but the directive they gave me. All right, so all right, so it said the mothership, a place regarded as a base, source, or headquarters. All right, so I will give you both views as above and here below. All right. All right, so source. From my experience of her or it, but it's the mother. So it's feminine or it's beyond any label, but mother and God are synonymous. It's no father was even thought of in creation process. There's no father in the creation process. All right, so there was no reason to explain that away. Okay. All right. So because man is a fruit. All right, of creation, not the beginning, the source. Mother is. All right. Um, Source is a vortex. Two. But you can't see it. It appears like a ball, but more because it pulls things in, and at the same time, everything comes from it. She speaks inside of me, inside of us, and through lightning, flashes of light. It's both energetic and material. And everything else is in it at the same time. As above, so below. So here on the planet, we have two forces. The planet itself, the presence itself, two presence. Presence and force of the planet itself. Presence and power of the planet itself, because that's the manifestation of God. It's both presence and power. Okay. Manifesting life, sustaining life. That's God. So when it came on this part of creation, you have the planet and you had an animated presence, which was the mother, the natural sovereign that came with this place. The first God, the mother for this place. Dark mother. The dark mother came with this place. She wasn't born like we were. She was born from a tree, an actual tree. For a different tree. And she manifested by working with Terra, Mother Terra Ma, the planet itself, all the life that we have. And she multiplied herself. Man came later as the daughter's manifestation of her maturity or her development. Man is evidence of that. Of her maturing to the point, the daughter becoming a life giver. That's what man is. He is the power. He was her glory. She is the glory of God. So our societies, our communities were rooted around the mother. Everybody supported what the mother had set up for the children. Both men and women worked in the fields, taught in the schools, did different various things. Certain positions were strictly for women because they were here first and they were created with certain things naturally inside of them for certain purposes, special purposes. A lot of them didn't even have sex. All right? But mother is a life giver. And the life giver is the center of the community. Come together to work with the planet in the area, help the animals, prevent natural disasters, clean up waste, all of those things. But the other animals naturally did certain things. Vultures, all those who cleaned up carcasses, all those things. Everything played a part. Crabs and shrimp cleaned the ocean. Everything had a purpose. Everything served the planet to balance itself, and we worked along with those things and supported the animals, supported the trees. It wasn't about us and what we could get from them. It was about how we can contribute to the balance and make sure everything was moving in harmony. And so we worked on ourselves. That was the main occupation. That and growing food, but main work was self-development, art, science, what you did in school. You lived in the universities. You lived there. Those were cities or gardens where we went to for care. You know, when people were sick, they were gardens, or when needed help with their health, they went to the gardens. You know, babies were reared in small, were reared in the children were in the center of the community. All children lived together, and everyone supported the community. Everyone grew up as friends. No one was a stranger. We all knew each other. You know, that was the mother was the glue, was the foundation of our community. Man didn't mean man wasn't important, but he wasn't superimposed. His value wasn't superimposed upon everyone else. This is about the natural order of things. All right? So the mother is the foundation of the community. And everything comes from there. You know? We're living it wrong. The family structure, the original family structure was the colony. Everyone stayed together. You know, the children was always looked after, because they were the center of the community. So they were being taught, being watched over. You got the old heads around, you know, and you got mothers that stayed, and that's what they did. But you got other women that went to work, did things, you know, just like men was doing things, you know, based on their gifts and what they wanted to do and what was needed for the community. Everyone played a part, you know. It wasn't about getting power, looking for power. What was life was the power. No one wanted power over anyone else. It was about sharing the world, building yourself to see what you could become, because your foundation was strong enough to support your dreams. But now our children are so poor that they can't have dreams. They gotta focus on surviving childhood. The family structures that we have today is the nuclear family structure was actually a war tactic created by the beast so he can spread his numbers, dig into the planet. You take a woman, go over here and make children. It's a very primitive way. Spread the numbers, because they didn't have many numbers. Yeah. And then, of course, when they killed off the elders, they had the children and had fun with the children, whatever, and meant to mix with the races like that to make their bloodline stronger. So they couldn't go to war for world dominance. That strength in their blood, a lot of it came from the children. All of it came from the children. Mm-hmm. And everything the children knew, the power that they had, the energy, their life force was at their disposal. Yeah. So you gotta understand that it's extremely necessary for us to realign ourselves back to the natural way. because it's the way we were created. All right? It's not about a woman stepping on man to divine woman. She's not even thinking like that, you know. She's thinking about the connection to the mother. And remember, handling her responsibilities, supporting you, and you supporting her. Yeah. No one thinking about no power. That's not even part of the structure over here. We're not feeding off of no one. We're doing like we're supposed to do. Serve and share. But without this realignment in our communities, everything, as you can see, will continue to spin further out of control because the values are manipulated are created outside the home. We can't, but the homes are broken because they don't have the right structure to to create the household. We're not living the right. We're not living together as a community. We don't have the support. The children are away from each other. It's just so much that's out of alignment. That being together, growing together, that's good for the health, mental, so many things help. Like it's not like that parents didn't have access to the children. They always had access to them. Some every day, different things, and stay abreast of their progress and all, different things, what have you. But it's the structure, you know. And without that structure in place, it's gonna be what we got. All right. So the entire creation, this mothership. That's what I want you to understand. And you got other people from other places. They may be flying around here, coming here in other ships and different objects and all that stuff. All of that may be true, what have you. But it still is a divine order of things. They all have their own setup that's connected to the mother. If they're coming here, it's because this place is out of alignment and want to help us get back in alignment. But everything comes from the same creator, the same mother. Because we're all frequency, every time we see something that ain't on the same frequency as us, we're threatened. We're threatened. That's what the beast taught us. As soon as you see something new, pull out the guns. Who is you? Where you coming from? Da da da. When before the rise of the beast, we shared the planet. We saw each other. You couldn't know each other from can of paint. Hey, what's going on? You want something to eat? We about to, do the bam. You kick it. You talk about how you live over here in this part of the planet and what your customs are, and you talk about what you came from, how y'all celebrated it over there. You enjoy talking about your stories, your travels, and what you learned, and you wasn't threatened by differences because you knew the foundation was what? The truth. And the truth never changes. And the truth keeps people together. There's nothing without that. You can't have love without the truth. So we gotta get back to the way things are supposed to be. God loves the village.